Hello everybody, welcome to my video. I brought you back out to one of my favorite testing courses. This is on the Crash Hard map. These cliff drops here, you can see not only do you have to clear, you know, fly off a cliff, you have to clear this gap. So you have to keep your speed up. And it just pulverizes your vehicle one jump at a time until it either makes it to the end, usually just barely if it does, or most likely doesn't make it at all. And this could be also user error because the vehicles can be difficult to control when they land. And so today I thought let's go ahead and have a face-off or contest of durability between top SUVs. So will it be the mid-90s Bronco Eddie Bauer edition that makes it the farthest? Or will it be this Gavril Romer off-road? Or might it be the Hummer Heavy Duty? What I don't understand about this is not that Hummers were famously really huge. Look at this, got dual wheels, man. Maybe this one has a chance. They're famously so huge, you know. Why is it the only vehicle bigger, it appears? Or maybe it's mostly about height. Yeah, plus it's sitting in this hole. Anyway, it seems a little small to me. Not 100% sure about the accuracy scale of this model, but I'm not an expert on the size of Hummers. I just remember back in the day, people saying, oh man, they're so big. And it's pretty wide though, and that would be an issue. That would get people talking. And next up will be the Land Rover P400 Off-Road Extreme. Extreme, all right? And so just to top it off, we'll go ahead and test out the Toyota 4Runner Off-Road Extreme as well. Let's get started with this here Ford Bronco Eddie Bauer edition and get right into the fun. See how we do. Are you ready for this? I love this. This is so much fun to me. Ah! Oh! What's going to fall off first? Are we going to lose that spare? Oh man, it's getting pretty bouncy. Oh, we're starting to have a little bit of trouble here. Gonna make it up this hill. Well, we still have all the major mechanical bits. It claims are still in order, but boy, the body is just falling apart. And I'll tell you, if this was real life, that dashboard would be in the driver's lap by now. That thing would have fallen off. Those big old heavy dashboards from that era of Broncos they were a real problem. They would start to separate and fall and come apart. Oh man, it might make it all the way, huh? So I'm gonna rate this as which vehicle seems to have the least amount of damage, and primarily starting with drivability. The vehicle that's the most drivable. Oh, and that's it. Or this one gets a 0 on everything. Only because, well, no. How about on durability? So I have drivability at the end. I have to reconsider this. So is it a failure for not making it all zeros? That'd be the easy way to do it. But we could also rate it by how far did it make it. So in this case, it's really to the end. I mean, if I had handled it a little, you know, handled that last jump a little differently with a little more finesse, it might have pulled through and driven on out of here. So I'm going to, let's see, on my 1 to 5 scale here for durability, which I'll call DU, I'll give it a 4, because it almost made it. And then for drivability at the end, it gets a 0. And cosmetically gets a 0, and it doesn't count. Cosmetic only comes into effect if it's equal in other ways to other cars that completed the journey. All right, on to the next one. Let's cut the motor on this thing. And next up is the Gavril Romer off-road build. Let's goose it and go. So that's where Goose gets his name. I'll have to, maybe I'll get to ask him that someday. Goosius could just mean the heavy on the gas pedal. Goose it, baby. Well, this one is doing quite well, I have to say. Part of it is if they don't have so much speed, then they don't fly as far and destroy themselves. It's hard to keep them out of the ditch sometimes. If that ditch wasn't there, things would be a lot different. See, to me, I'm just, what about the driver? Do I get a score? I think it's pretty low. So I'm not sure how to rate, just rating it on this. We're just here having fun. I can't take it too seriously. All right, so I'm going to have to listen to motor run. Here, let's see. So it's got a 0. And for durability, I'll give it a 2. It was doing quite well until I botched it. So that'll do for now. I like leaving the hazard there. Sometimes I remove them, sometimes I don't. I'm going to leave them there for this sort of an adventure. It kind of keeps it more interesting. And on to the next vehicle. Now we're going to try this here Hummer with the dualies. I mean, seriously. And what if it, because it doesn't have as much rubber, what if it's not as bouncy? Yeah, I'm curious about this. Let's give it a go. I want to go ahead and we're going to see what it can do here. Make sure I have enough opportunity to get my speed up. Go. Curious about this. What if the dualies are the... wow. Maybe it can handle bigger jumps than I'm thinking. Yeah, keep it out of the ditch, man. Keep it between the ditches, as they say. Okay, this one's doing pretty well, I must say. If I can keep it on the road. Look at that. Beautiful. Here's our first hazard. Come on, stay on the road. Uh-oh. Oh, see, I don't know if that's... I think I take all the rap for that. Wreck the camera with the 5 key. Because, yeah, their vehicle had trouble there, too. It's just where things start to go wrong. Well, I'll just drive you off of here. All right. Not in the best of shape. It's a tough course is what it is. All right, next up. And what was I going to give that Hummer? Well, for durability, I'll give it another 2 because it only caught up with the Romer. It's got 0 and everything else. All right. So far the Bronco is winning, but you know there's so much user error involved. Don't pay any attention to this. We're just having some fun here, all right? You know, all right. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. Kind of has a, you know, it's legendary, but also modern iterations. A lot of people hate them. Boy, this thing has some power. Oh man. Stay out of the ditch. Stay out of the ditch. I might reconsider some of the points because this thing yeah, I'll have a final evaluation after, you know, retrospective scoring adjustments. This thing gonna be able to do it, make it past the other broken vehicles. Look at this. Starting to have a little bit of just a little bit of trouble handling. What's next? Here we go. Oh, that hurt. It's actually probably easier on it to be going faster over the jump. Get less of that nose down stuff, boy. It's probably not gonna make it. I'm telling you, this is getting more difficult to control. Now I gotta make it over the gap. Oh, that's it. All right, so this one is a little easier to score, I think, on the durability. I'm gonna give it a 3 and 0s on everything else. All right, I think we just got one more here. This is the legendary Toyota 4Runner. How many of these things sold? It'd be fun to look that up sometime because they're legendary, aren't they? Well, let's see how legendarily this particular digital version performs on this insane crash route. Are you ready? Here we go. Juicy. Nice. Feels pretty solid so far. I gotta keep the speed up. I think it's gonna... The biggest problem with this one, I think, is gonna be controlling it on the higher jumps, but we'll see. Oh, don't run over parts. Watch out for the hazards. Man, this thing's handling beautifully. Oh, this is so clean. So far, it's the cleanest run. Least damaged. But that can change so quickly. Oh no. Still going. Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. I think if I did this another time, you know, but this is the one that's maybe making it. Okay. Drivability at the end gets a 0. Cosmetically gets a 0. It made it the farthest, so I'm giving it Oh, I'm giving it a 4.5. All right, the Toyota 4Runner wins this particular contest. Take a look at all this carnage. Fun. There's what's left of the Eddie Bauer Bronco. There's the Gavril Off-Road Edition. Just some bad driving here for some of this. The Hummer actually did really well. I think a show-off, a standoff between the Toyota and the Hummer might be in order, actually. And for the next video, or for a soon video coming up. All right, and that looks to be the Land Rover. And there's our Toyota 4Runner, as demolished as it is. Came the farthest, even though that last few feet was a bounce. Still in better shape than that Eddie Bauer at the end there, the way that thing, all those panels came apart. It was really coming apart while it was still driving too, wasn't it? That was pretty fun. All right, well, thank you for joining me if you joined me here, and I hope to see you on the next round. Take it easy.